Most people who prepare for home defense aren't trying to be heroes. They just want to come home safe. That simple sentence changes the way you pick a firearm. You're not buying toys. You're choosing tools that work under stress, in the dark, and in the small spaces where families live. Today, we're cutting through internet noise and naming the 5 home defense guns that actually make sense in 2025, why each one belongs in someone's plan, and the practical things you need to do after you buy one, so it actually helps keep your family safe. At number 5, we start with a classic for a reason, the Remington Model 870. This pump shotgun has been doing the heavy lifting for law enforcement, hunters, and homeowners for decades because its design is simple and nearly indestructible. For inside the house, the 870 does 3 things particularly well. It points naturally, it delivers devastating close-range effect with buckshot, and its pump operation gives you tactile confirmation each time you cycle around. You don't need a complicated gas system to run in the rain or in muddy conditions. Mount a basic ghost ring sight, put a tight choke or cylinder, bore for your chosen defensive loads, and practice transitions from low light. The 870 isn't glamorous, but in the chaos of a dark hallway, it's brutally effective and brutally simple. And that reliability is why so many cops and families still trust it. At number 4, we move to the Mossberg 590A1, which is essentially the military-grade pump shotgun. Mossberg built the 590A1 to MILS PEC standards with a heavy-walled barrel, metal trigger guard, and components designed to keep functioning under abuse. That extra beef isn't just marketing, it's real durability that matters if you expect a gun to work when it's been banged around, exposed to weather, or used by multiple people in a household. The 590A1 also comes in compact barrel lengths and with modern mounting options for lights and side saddles, which you'll want if you plan to sweep rooms in low light. If you want the assurance of a rugged, proven platform that's designed to take punishment and still run, the 590A1 is one of the most pragmatic choices on the market. Before we go further, a quick, honest reality check. Shotguns are incredible tools for home defense, but they demand respect and testing. Pattern your shotgun with the exact ammunition and choke you plan to use at the distances you expect to engage at in your home. Not every load behaves the same through every barrel. Pattern boards are cheap and informative, and testing saves lives and reduces legal risks, because you'll know where your shots will go in a real scenario. At number 3, we shift gears to a platform many families now choose for its controllability and modern features, the AR-15 configured for home defense. Take away the politics and look at utility. A short barrel or 14.5 to 16-inch carbine with a simple red dot, a reliable weapon light, and a compact sling can be extraordinarily effective in a home. The AR's low recoil makes rapid, accurate follow-ups easier, and its modularity means you can fit irons or optics that let you identify a target quickly in low light. Magazines are fast to change, spare mags are cheap to store, and ergonomics let many people operate the rifle quickly without training for years. 2 non-negotiables if you go this route: learn your local laws on barrel length and configuration so you stay legal, and train until reloads and transitions are muscle memory. An AR-15 is a tool that rewards practice more than anything else. At number 2, we come to the pistol that belongs in many serious home defense plans, the compact 9mm. There are excellent choices from Glock, SIG Sauer, Smith & Wesson, and others. But the point here is practical. A 9mm pistol gets you moving fast through tight spaces, gives you a familiar platform for spare mags and holster options, and is simple to store in a bedside safe or on a retention sling. The Glock 19, for example, balances size and capacity in a way that most people find instinctive. It's big enough to be stable on follow-ups and small enough to stow where you can reach it quickly. When you add modern defensive 9mm hollow points that feed reliably in your particular gun, you have a mobile, accessible tool that fills the gap between a long gun and empty hands. Train for one-handed manipulations, low-light sight acquisition, and clearance drills, because in a scramble, the pistol is often the fallback when a long gun isn't immediately available. And at number 1, after thinking through effectiveness, usability, and the environment inside most homes, the top pick is this: A compact 12-gauge shotgun set up specifically for home defense? That sounds like a variation of the earlier shotgun choices, and it is, but hear me on the nuance. The single best balance for most families is a 12-gauge with an 18.5 to 20-inch barrel, a cylinder choke or a choke matched to your defensive buckshot, a reliable ghost ring or beefy bead sight, and a simple side saddle or sling for reloads. Why the shotgun wins the top spot at typical home engagement distances? A properly selected buckshot load from a properly set up shotgun stops a threat without the precision aim a rifle demands. It patterns tightly enough to be effective at room distances when tested, and it forces you to make decisive hits rather than throwing a lot of imprecise lead down range. A compact, purpose-built home shotgun is less about theatrics and more about clear, repeatable outcomes in the kind of chaotic situations people actually face. Let's be practical now about what to do after you buy your gun. Ownership without practice is a liability. Make a plan, pick one primary tool for your home, and a readily accessible pistol as your secondary. Store each gun securely but sensibly, not a random closet where a child could find it, and not locked so tight you can't access it quickly in a crisis. Train for the scenarios that match your home layout: low light shooting, movement between rooms, reloading under stress, and how to communicate with family members during an incident. These are the things that separate preparedness from wishful thinking. Regular dry fire and low light live fire practice are inexpensive investments that pay massive dividends. Also, understand the legal side. Laws vary by state and country on what you can own and how you can use it in defense of your home. Don't assume you can do anything you read in a video. Know the statutes, know the legal standards for use of force where you live, and understand the aftermath. In many places, using deadly force invites an investigation and legal scrutiny. Being prepared includes knowing your rights and limits, and having a plan that includes lawyers or legal counsel contact information if you ever have to use force. Ammo choices matter too. For shotguns, pick a buckshot load you've tested in your barrel and choke with consistent patterns at the ranges you'll use. For pistols, choose modern defensive hollow points from reputable manufacturers and confirm reliable feeding in your model. For an AR, select a defensive load that balances penetration and terminal performance for a home environment, and avoid wild exotic rounds you won't be able to find if resupply becomes necessary. The single best advice is to test everything: your gun, your ammo, your sights, and your lights before you rely on them. There are a few common mistakes I see over and over. Buying a gun because of brand hype, skipping dry fire practice because you think it's boring, or assuming a cheap light will do when what you need is a rugged weapon light that mounts securely and throws usable illumination. Don't buy to impress, buy to function. Don't skip training because you feel comfortable. And don't forget to plan for the human side, communication, escape routes, and how you'll secure your children or elders during a crisis. So there it is, the 5 home defense guns that make the most sense in 2025 when you look at performance, reliability, and real-world practicality. A compact, properly set up shotgun at the top, a reliable 9mm pistol as an essential secondary, an AR-15 configured for close quarters use, and the stalwart pump shotguns that continue to earn trust through simplicity and durability. Pair any of these with deliberate training, the right ammunition, a sensible storage plan, and knowledge of your local laws, and you'll have a home defense setup that does what it's supposed to do without drama. If this video helped you sharpen your plan, do me a quick favor: hit that like button so other people who care about protecting their families can find this advice. Subscribe for more real-world gear guides and training breakdowns, and ring the bell so you don't miss the deeper dives we have coming on ammo selection, low-light drills, and holster setups. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 you'd pick for your home, or ask a question about a specific model you're considering, and I'll answer with real experience, not fluff. If you want the one-page checklist I mentioned, ammo to buy, simple drills, and a purchase order for a safe first setup, the link's in the description, and it's free. And one last thing, carry the mindset, not just the gun. Train, store responsibly, and know the law where you live. If you do that, you'll be far more ready than someone who just owns gear. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.